There are moments in life when the problem is not weakness, and it is not fear either. It is conflict. Deep, painful, soul-tearing conflict. Not between you and the world, but between two parts of your own heart. One part that says, do what feels right, and another that says, do what must be done. This is the moment where most people break, because this is not about courage alone. This is about clarity. Thousands of years ago, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, one of the greatest warriors to ever live faced this exact moment. Arjuna stood ready for war, but when he looked ahead, he didn't just see enemies. He saw Bhishma, the man who raised him like a grandfather. He saw Drona, the guru who taught him everything he knew about warfare. And in that moment, something inside him collapsed. Not because he was weak, but because he was human. He asked a question that echoes even today. How can I fight those I respect? How can I raise my weapon against the very people who shaped me? Think about that. This is not just a warrior's dilemma. This is your dilemma too. Because life will put you in situations where you must choose between comfort and growth, between loyalty and truth, between emotion and responsibility. And the hardest battles are not the ones where you face enemies. The hardest battles are the ones where you must act. Even when your heart resists. Let's be brutally honest. Most people don't fail because they are incapable. They fail because they cannot handle internal conflict. They freeze. They overthink. They delay. They wait for a perfect answer that never comes. But here's the truth that will hit you hard. Clarity does not come before action. Clarity comes through action. You don't figure everything out and then move. You move and then things start making sense. Arjuna wanted a perfect answer before taking action, but life doesn't work that way. You will rarely have complete certainty, you will rarely feel fully ready, and you will almost never feel comfortable doing what is necessary. Because growth is uncomfortable by design. Now, listen carefully. Respect is important. Gratitude is important. But they should never become chains that hold you back from your duty. Arjuna respected Bhishma. He honored Drona. But his responsibility was larger than his emotions. And this is where most people get stuck. They confuse respect with surrender. They think honoring someone means never standing against them. But that is weakness disguised as virtue. True strength is the ability to stand firm in your purpose, even when it puts you in uncomfortable positions. Let's bring this into your life. There will be times when you have to say no to people you care about. You have to walk away from relationships that limit your growth. You have to choose your future over your past. And it will hurt. Of course it will hurt. Growth always demands a price. But ask yourself this. Is avoiding discomfort worth sacrificing your destiny? Because every time you choose comfort over responsibility, you slowly drift away from the life you are meant to live. Arjuna's question was emotional, but Krishna's teaching was transformational. Krishna didn't deny Arjuna's feelings. He didn't say, "You're wrong to feel this way." Instead, he guided him toward a higher understanding. Because feelings are real, but they are not always right. Let that sink in. Just because something feels difficult does not mean it is wrong. Just because something hurts does not mean you should avoid it. Sometimes the most painful decisions are the most necessary ones. And this is where maturity begins. Maturity is not about age. It is about your ability to choose responsibility over comfort. Your ability to act based on purpose, not just emotion. Your ability to do what is right, even when it is hard. Let me challenge you. Right now, in your life, there is something you are avoiding. A decision you are delaying. A truth you are ignoring. A step you know you should take, but you haven't. Why? Because it's uncomfortable. Because it's complicated. Because it might hurt someone. Or because it might push you into a version of yourself you're not ready to face. But here's the reality. Avoiding the decision doesn't make it disappear. It only makes it heavier. The longer you delay, the more it drains your energy, your confidence, your peace. At some point, You must face it. And when you do, you must stand firm, not aggressively, not emotionally, but with clarity, because strength is not loud. Strength is steady. Strength is calm. Strength is knowing what must be done and doing it without hesitation. Arjuna's struggle teaches us something powerful. Even the strongest people feel doubt. Even the bravest people hesitate. But what separates them from the rest is not the absence of doubt. It is their response to it. They don't run. They don't collapse. They confront. Let's go deeper. There is a version of you that already knows what you need to do, but there is also a version of you that is afraid of doing it. And every day, these two versions are fighting inside you. One says, stay safe, stay comfortable, don't risk it. The other says, grow, move forward, become more. The question is not which voice exists. The question is, which one will you obey? Because your life will be shaped by that decision. If you listen to fear, you stay where you are. If you listen to purpose, you become who you are meant to be. And here's the harsh truth. You cannot become your best self while holding on to everything that keeps you average. Something has to go. Comfort has to go. Excuses have to go. Fear has to lose its control. And yes, sometimes even people, habits, or environments must change. That's not cruelty. That's evolution. Arjuna had to evolve in that moment. From a man driven by emotion to a warrior guided by purpose. And so do you, because life will not lower its challenges to match your comfort. You must raise your strength to match its demands. Let me say that again. Life will not become easier. You must become stronger. And strength is not built in easy moments. It is built in moments of conflict, moments of doubt, moments where you feel like stepping back, but choose to step forward instead. So if you are facing a difficult decision right now, if you are standing at a crossroads, if your heart feels heavy and your mind feels confused, understand this. You are exactly where growth happens. This is not your breaking point. This is your transformation point. You are being pushed to rise, to think deeper, to act stronger, to become someone who can handle bigger responsibilities. Don't run from this moment. Lean into it. Because on the other side of this decision is a stronger version of you waiting to be born. Arjuna stood on that battlefield, confused and conflicted. But he didn't walk away. He listened, he learned, and then he rose. And that is what you must do. Rise above confusion. Rise above hesitation. Rise above the emotional weight that is holding you back. Because your life is not defined by how you feel in difficult moments. It is defined by what you choose to do in them. So stand up, face your situation, make the decision you've been avoiding. Take the step you've been delaying, and move forward with clarity, strength, and purpose. Because deep down, you already know what must be done. Now it's time to prove it.